Hello my friends, I am G Hondo. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Oopsy Season 2. This is episode 34. This is episode 33, the one we just completed earlier. Basically, we didn't accomplish a whole heck of a lot other than just really rocketing through the years. I'm trying to get it to out of the 1800s and into 1900, because I think that's where we're going to get a bunch of new vehicles. I'm hoping. Really hoping. Otherwise, I'll feel quite silly for having done absolutely nothing for about 8 in-game years, but anyway. That's okay. I guess that point sorry anyway, because we're also very, very close to finishing off this mail mission here, the Great Afterbird, so... Either way, we'll accomplish something in this episode, whether it's hitting 1900 or completing the mail mission here. Maybe even both. Who knows? So, anyway, we are rolling. Nice. So close. Very, very, very close. Depending on the rounding, if this was exactly 99 even, that would mean we'd only need 75 more bags of mail, but I'm not sure on the rounding, so it could be plus or minus about 40 off of that. So, either way, we'll be finishing that up. So, that would be good. There we go. Nope, that wasn't even that. That was some other missions expiring, I guess. Alright, so, a huge amount of wood, coal, livestock, and iron ore. None of those jump out at me as let's do those right away types. So let's let this one finish and see what we get as a replacement there. I'd really like to wait for trades before I do these large quantity of wood or iron ores or what have you. So let's just wait for this to finish and see what comes up. Crazy amount of passengers. Looks like we're holding up in terms of mail carriers well enough. Oh right, this is incredibly large city that we're what we used to be completely servicing, and now we're barely servicing the downtown. And Newtown used to be just this tiny little station that pretty much never had any passengers, and now it's a full-blown city of 5,000 with hundreds of passengers waiting. It's amazing what simply building a little bus service will do for a city. But that's fun. We're almost done with 96. And it looks like it takes about, give or take, 4 minutes for an in-game year while I'm on full speed, so I think we will make it to 1900 this episode, which is good. So, fingers crossed, or lucky rabbit's foot, or whatever it is to do for lunch, that there'll be something new in terms of vehicles at 1900. Or sooner, I don't even mind if it's 1998, but anyway, I think 1900 is going to be a good year for vehicles. I just have this feeling. I have nothing to base that on, I'll base that feeling, but I have that feeling. Anyway. Very close here. Hey, there it goes. Okay. Now mission is done. Let's see what we get as a replacement, if it's one I'm interested in doing. No, it's a huge amount of iron. I'm not really interested in doing those. Stand here, just. sit back and relax and let the time tick by. Except for the obvious and massive copyright infringement, I'd probably start thinking I should start singing Sitting by the Dock of the Bay at this point, but I'm not interested in the copyright violation, thank you very much, so we'll just skip that. But feel free to hum that in your own head, that'll help. Halfway through 97. Good stuff. Just going to check on the whole situation. Was hovering around 170, give or take. Oh, see, it's already dropping. Dropping quick. So I'm not even entirely sure if we'll finish this one. We may have to abort it at some point. But we'll let this go until this drains completely. And then, if it's finished, great. If it's not, oh well. We'll just have to go with what we can go with. Although they've got a decent pile stored waiting, so hopefully that'll help them regulate a little bit. Like I say, if not, oh well. I'm not really worried about coal emissions, to be honest. They're pretty low priority to me. Try to keep an eye down here whenever I see a new industry open if I happen to recognize the name as one of the ones up here. Although, by the time I finish reading the name and then look up here, it's gone, so it's quite possible I'll miss some. Very, very, very possible. But that's okay. Like I say, I'm not so interested in these finite resource ones anyway, so it's not really a big deal if I do miss it. Later on, when we can haul stuff by train, I'm going to be far more interested in those kind of missions, but for now, I want to concentrate just on the infinite missions, the passengers, the mail, the valuables, as I've mentioned a few times already. Hey, welcome to 1898, everyone. Fantastic. So yeah, so we're about 8 minutes into the video, and we've knocked 2 years off, so unless something happens where I need to take the speed down, we will absolutely hit 1900 in this video. And that's fantastic. Again, fingers crossed, rabbit's foot, etc., etc. Whatever you do, let's do it. But there will be something for 1900 for us. Because I really want to see a new vehicle pump come up. That would be absolutely fantastic. Even if it's just another steam little truck or even another horse-drawn, it doesn't even matter at this point. I just want to see some new vehicles as options. To expand our horizons, as it were. Theoretically, depending on what it is, it might even come up in 1899 as a prototype if it is a 1900 vehicle, but that would only be the case if it was a road vehicle, because it only gives you the option for prototypes if you're using something of the same class. Like, for example, if it's a new boat, we won't get that pop-up because we don't have any boats currently, but if we did have boats, then it would come up as an option, so. Anyway, if it's a road vehicle, we may get a pop-up in a year early as a prototype, but I'm not worried about it whether we do or not, so we're just going to cruise along, cruise along, cruise along. And that will be good. Sorry if you just caught some background noise. I'm not sure what that was, but my microphone volume just spiked for a second, so whatever that was, I'm sorry. I didn't hear it myself, but whatever it was, it may have been caught by the microphone, because like I say, the microphone indicator just leapt up to maximum for a second there, so clearly something got picked up. So sorry for that. I hope your ears are okay. Not entirely sure what that even was. I didn't hear a thing, but maybe it was some static or something. I'm not sure. Like I say, I'm fairly new to all this, so I've only been doing these videos for about 2 weeks now. In fact, I think yesterday actually was the 2-week anniversary. Maybe the day before, something like that. Either way, I'm still very much a rookie at this game, so... Well, at the recording game, not the game we're actually playing. I'm actually quite good at that game, that's fine, but in terms of recording, I'm still definitely rookie class, so I apologize if there's any hiccups along the way. And if anyone does end up watching this that knows any such tricks or how to get around them, please feel free to leave me a comment. I read all comments and do my best to incorporate any positive or negative constructive feedback. I don't even mind negative feedback as long as it's constructive, but obviously positive comments are always far more appreciated. Let's try not to make me cry, okay, folks? Anyway, ooh, we just dipped down to 1 frame per second for a moment there. So my CPU is still acting up. I'll take another look at it. I must still have something running in the background that's hiding from me. I'll have to play with that. Or maybe it's because it doesn't like having all these extra windows open, or maybe there's just too many of these trying to generate. Let's zoom in. Will that help? Or does that make it worse? Now we'll see how that goes for a minute. Although there's not much to draw unless their vehicle comes by, so it shouldn't be that. I wonder if it's just so many messages are being generated by the game, it's dragging the CPU down, and then in turn that drags the video recording software down. Could be that. I'm not sure. Either way, it seems to be recovering now, so... And as soon as I say that, it drops to 14 frames. Awesome. I don't know. I just don't understand these things sometimes. Hey, here comes one of our little coal trucks. Cute little guy. Off it goes. Okay, so they're all still pretty close together. So that might be part of the problem. That might be putting an extra drain on here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's dropped it quite a bit. I wonder if spacing them out, though, would help. So if I grab this guy here and tell him just to stop for a while, let the other one get further away. Okay, that'll do. Should probably actually stop him. Stop both of these for a while. Let that one get quite a ways further away. At least this way all the vehicles will be well spaced apart. And I'm wondering if that will help. It may not. It may have nothing to do with that. But hopefully by putting this fairly substantial gap between them, instead of there being 3 vehicles that pretty much all hit within the same month, maybe just having one vehicle and then a distinct pause and then another vehicle, etc. Maybe that'll help. It's also quite possible it's just messing with me, because these do go up and down on their own, just as random events. So it's very possible that it has nothing to do with my vehicles at all, and I've just been really, really unlucky so far in having a lot of these industries happen to get a lot of negative production and then shut down. So I couldn't tell you for sure. I'm sure there's some trick to it, but I've not discovered it, and I've not found any documentation that really clearly describes it. So I could only go by my guess. So, but anyway, we will see what comes up the next time these guys arrive. And they should be spaced out well enough for that to help. And in the meantime, we're just a few months away from 1900, which is fantastic. So fingers crossed. You have a rabbit's foot or lucky 4-leaf clover or something, or whatever. I don't even know what people use for luck these days, because I'm not superstitious. I don't do any of that stuff, but whatever you guys have and do, now's the time. Hey, something. Oh, bus. Decent speed, kind of crappy passengers, but hey, it's a good sign. It's a new vehicle. Let's go take a quick comparison to see if it's worth actually using. Right, so this was a passenger bus. Okay, so the speed is down and the passengers are down, so no, I'm not going to be using this. Okay, well, good to know. Either way, having new vehicles popping up can only be a good thing. So, the more the merrier, as they say. I'm assuming it's still an expression people use. Sometimes I just don't really know what comes out of my mouth because it doesn't really matter what's in my head. So, anyway, I think I just saw a bit of steam, so I think one of our trucks is arriving. So it's basically going to hit in December. And depending on how much I space them out, the next one might still be December or it might be January, depending on how far I manage to space them apart. Ideally, it would be January, but I think it's going to just make December. Yes, it did. Okay, so we got 2 in 1 month, but at least that's a lot better than having 3 happen in 1 month. And welcome to 1900, everyone. I noticed that I'm not burdened by a pile of pop-ups about new vehicles, which is a little bit distressing, to be honest. But, let's see. So there's no new boats, there's no rails yet. I'm getting a distinct sense that, whoa, okay, so they just aren't January, but there's a whole bunch of, well, 3 new things. I'm just going to say yes to all of them without even looking at them, and then we'll go in through the vehicle replacer to see what all is new. It'll be just easier that way. Then we can do a quick comparison for every class of vehicle we have. So we already looked at this bus and decided it was not worth upgrading. For the mail trucks, okay, a bit slower and less capacity, so no to that one. In terms of the steam, so slower but more capacity, and a longer lifespan, which is nice. That makes up for some of the extra cost. I don't think that's really going to be worth it. But apparently at some point, though, I did buy some of them. Interesting. Anyway. That's fine. I don't remember there being this many to choose from, either. Okay, so this one is really worth thinking about. Yes, it's slower, but it has fully doubled the capacity. Plus a longer lifespan. Okay, I think that's a replaceable one. That's what we've already got. Now you remember... yeah, I'd already looked at the Stanley and decided it wasn't as good as the Carters, but the Altwin actually is a bit better. So we're going to switch for the Altwin. They're a little bit faster with a little bit more capacity. And I guess 1% reliability, but I don't really care for 1%. Alright. Here we have an Altwin, or wheelers, or an actual cargo tram. Okay, so the wheelers is the fastest. Although for only 2 kilometers an hour, I'm not sure how relevant that really is. Yeah, for 2, I'm not overly worried. So basically, I'll lose that little bit of extra speed. It's still faster than what we currently have, and holds just as much. So yes, that's worth replacing. And lastly here, this is just a straight upgrade. Basically identical, but just carries more, so absolutely worth replacing. And there we go. We are now all caught up. Excellent. So that wasn't quite as many as I was hoping for, but still, that is a couple more vehicles for us. So I guess that was worthwhile. And we're actually rapidly approaching time control here, so I'm going to call that an episode at this point. So until next time, folks, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.